Sacred London blessings. I see a lot of similarities between this piece of pottery and me because it mirrors our lives. In the book of prophet Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 6, the Lord says, "Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, Israel." So let's understand Ashtasadrashyas or 8 similarities between us and the pottery. Number 1, birth. The potter starts with a dream in his mind and places a lump of clay on his wheel. Then he wets his hands and gently shapes the clay. Slowly he pulls the wall upward, gives it height and elegance, and finally gives it the shape he had imagined. And all these things happen when we were in our mother's womb. We turn from a zygote to a fetus and finally to a fully developed baby. Number 2, uniqueness. Once shaped, the potter uses his fine tools to carve beautiful designs on its surface. Some pots are left plain while others are painted with dyes or given a glossy finish. And finally, each pot will be unique. All this happens at a young age or even later. Number 3, challenges. Then comes a significant phase. The dried pots are placed in a large clay kiln where fire hardens it into a solid earthenware. So the phase of struggle, sacrifice and failures during the time of our studies, attempts to achieve something, etc. creates an individual. As no masterpiece is created without pressure, no great individual is formed without challenges. These experiences transform one into a leader or artist or teacher and so on. Number 4, imperfection. No pottery is truly perfect. Tiny marks or cracks will be there. Likewise, humans also bear scars from their past, but still the tiny cracks add beauty. The scars and imperfections may turn into your strengths, like the Japanese art of kintsugi. Number 5, fragility. A clay vessel is not strong like steel or iron. It can crack or break. We are much more like clay vessels, emotionally and physically vulnerable and fragile. Number 6, legacy. Now the significant question is, are we temporary or permanent? The clay pots eventually wear down, break or return to the earth. Human life is the same. We are here for a time and then we fade. But there is a twist. Pottery, though fragile, its broken pieces can survive for centuries. And when it reaches the hands of an archaeologist, it tells stories of the forgotten past. Similarly, a person will be remembered even after death for the legacy they left behind. Number 7, purpose. A potter crafts every pottery with a purpose. The potter thinks that when a product reaches the hands of the people, it should be useful. Mistakes and corrections will happen. Sometimes the potter reshapes a piece that does not turn out right. But whether a simple vessel or an intricate artwork, every piece of pottery has a purpose. Just like that, every human being is born with a purpose. Number 8, creator. We never see the potter, but his creations remain as a true testament of his existence. Each piece of pottery whispers of the hands of the creator who shaped it, and so are we. Once a little boy asked the potter, "How do you make the clay listen to your hands?" The potter smiled and handed him a small lump of clay and said, "If you approach anything with patience and love, it will." Potter said, "If even clay can become something beautiful, then why can't you magically transform your lives too? You are the potter of your life, and you shall leave behind your legacy like a pottery forever." Dhammapada says, "As a potter shapes clay, so does a wise man shape his mind and actions." To conclude, in Sufi poetry, Jalaluddin Rumi says, "We are the clay and thou art the potter. So let's submit ourselves to God's hands and let Him craft something beautiful out of us. May God bless us all. Thank you.